Welcome back. This is the Drunken Party Games, Part 3. We've lost a substantial number of our party because it's now almost midnight. It's just me and Josh hanging out.
Yes, it is.
Waiting for someone to join this lobby so I can play this game with not just two people because it's meant for 3 to 6. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna sit here and
Hang out.
this is Josh, and I'm Josh.
No, this is Josh. I'm Josh.
And that's what we got going on. I think
it isn't rocket science.
We're gonna start a podcast here eventually. We got to get some mics, but you know what? I think there's been a real solid topic that I've been real interested in talking about lately. Josh hasn't played a whole lot of these types of games here, but I think it's gonna make a real interesting conversation because I have a psych degree. He has a social work degree. And so kind of looking at those two things combined, maybe figuring out between us what we think is really going on in this whole instancing of the phenomenon, which I like to call the Battle Royale generation.
Let's not call it generation. Let's call it the Battle Royale trend. Because these things come and go. We're not like the 90s or the 2000s and all that stuff.
Well,
I
mean,
think it's a generation like
well, let me argue to you my point, and then perhaps you'll see it to me as why I kind of view it as more of a generalization of actual generation of people. Because, so I guess kind of diving right into it, is what I kind of see as this whole Battle Royale thing is that, you know, in schools in the last couple, I would say probably 5 to 10 years, a lot of what I've seen for myself being almost 30 now is seeing
in the settings
that
menu.
you have this great number of students and younger people who are, you know, between the ages of 11 to maybe 19. I mean, even younger, perhaps even older, perhaps. I mean, because we're getting up there. There's no lie about that. But I think what I'm seeing in a lot of this is that I'm seeing a lot of people who are turning really to Battle Royale simply because they don't have any competitive. This is drunken conversation here. We're just saying that right off the bat. But we're seeing a lot of people turn to Battle Royale simply because there's no competitive spirits left in public school. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, this is kind of the thing that everyone is a winner at this point, you know. I mean, you get a trophy for showing up. You get a trophy for being terrible. You get a trophy for just being there, you know. I mean, and that's the kind of attitude I think that is really encouraging this Battle Royale, because you want to be the top. And because public schools don't allow you to be at the top, they have to find another outlet that's going to allow them to be the tip top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't get trophies, and the trophies mean nothing when they do get them. So why even waste your time on competitive sport when you can come home and play Battle Royale, which offers you that competitive spirit right off the bat, right? I mean, you see what I'm saying? By the way, welcome to the lobby. We can queue a game. I'm waiting for some players if you're interested. In the meantime, we were kind of just discussing the nuances of the phase of this Battle Royale craze that's going on in all sorts of different games. Feel free to weigh in, join the game. You don't want to be any part of that conversation, but you got an opinion, we'd love to hear it. We're going to play this game, I guess, and we're going to try and have this conversation, which is going to be really awkward because we've been drinking a lot all night. So, again, commenting in on those comments underneath in the YouTube link here, or feel free to weigh in. We are streaming right off the PS4 right now. The topic is Battle Royale and why it's so popular among younger people, and how that infectious attitude is kind of spreading up to the older and more experienced generations here, and how that really weighs in our generation. What do we think that means? You know.
That NGOC?
It sure is.
Okay. It's not entering it for me.
Try reloading the lobby, maybe. Maybe just like research the wordsgames.com, lol.
I did.
No, you're
The
on
settings
Jackbox,
menu
dude.
is pretty hip, Daddy-O. Have you checked it
He's
out
got
yet?
the Jackbox link up instead of party of the wordsgame.lol. This guy, he's had too much to drink.
Maybe me too, though. To be honest, if we're being frank.
No, you're right.
So, Josh, how does that weigh to you? I mean, how does that feel? Does that strike as something? In my psychological point of view, you know, there's always this need to compete. There's always this need to be something better than you are, and try and actually accomplish something. But as we come into this over fluffy generation where we're just so soft and we're so gentle with the kids these days, and we tell everyone's a winner, you know, I mean, how does that affect them to be something better than what they are? Why would they want to be better than what they are? And I think that really is starting to show up in e-games and online.
That's a very, very solid point, and that affects in a lot of ways and a lot of aspects. And I'll start by pointing out how it seems to begin with. I'm trying to get my thoughts here.
Hey, we're drinking, so your thoughts, you collect them, my friend. Only one guy is watching us right now, and thank you for that watching.
My thoughts in regards to that is that yes, this
If
generation
more than
has
6
become
people want to
less
participate,
bluntly
turn on
soft.
spectator
And
mode in the settings
the
menu.
Games being used as an outlet to achieve that sense of fulfillment, like you were discussing earlier. It could perhaps be a coping mechanism because they're not feeling that they're succeeding in any other areas of their life, where this is the one area that they know they succeed in without a
Right.
doubt.
Hit a button on your thing. I don't want you to fall asleep in the mid conversation here, but on Vanessa's controller or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm thinking along the lines, we know they call us the snowflake generation. I really don't personally associate well with that, but these kids, my brothers, my younger brothers, and you still didn't hit your button. Make sure her PS3 doesn't go to sleep, or her PS4 doesn't go to sleep.
Her button.
Yeah, or you'll
I think with the phone.
you'll get kicked out of the chat here. But
Okay.
no, I mean, kind of thinking about that, you know, we get called the snowflake generation. Like I said, I don't necessarily associate well with that moniker, but you know, thinking about these kids and as they go through school and being told that they don't need to compete, that they're worth everything, and you know, we got to be sensitive to feelings and everything. And well, that's fine-tuned, and I get it, and I understand we want to be sensitive to kids' feelings, and we want to be respectful of that. I think at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're stripping pride from students. We're stripping pride from young generation. There's this arrogance and it's almost a good arrogance when you think about it, being at a younger age, where you really want to just be proud of who you are, where you want to be proud of something, where you want to be proud of your grades. And just recently, I don't know if you heard about this, but I've also heard, I mean, in concurrence, and it's not necessarily video game related. Welcome back, Woo. It's not necessarily video game related, but you see this drastic change, and I don't know if you heard this, but they've recently removed the failing grade from public schools. Why don't you join the lobby so we can get this started for Woo? I don't want them to get bored here and listening to our terrible rant. But if you look at public schools, did you hear that they are removing a failing grade from the curriculum, so you can no longer fail?
I didn't hear of that, but that's an interesting topic you're bringing up. I feel like this is leading to, I'll just go broad here, and say this is leading to the evolution of the human condition in the sense that it's kind of like parenting. When a parent has their first kid, they don't quite know what the hell they're doing. And with their by the time they're their second or even third kid, you're going to have a better grasp for what it is to be a parent and how it is to raise a child. I feel like that's affecting us as a human species. We don't really know how to raise these kids, so we're trying something different now. seeing what happened.
Have you checked out the settings
Just
menu
like
yet?
It was undeniably with the previous generation. I feel like this is an evolution in how humanity is perhaps evolving and we are supposed to be the optimal human being that we're trying to make them be, or allow them to be the human being that they want to be.
I mean, that's a fair assumption. Join this lobby. I don't want Wu to leave. I don't want him to get bored here. Like I said, this is Drunken Game Night. We'll get the games going. Is yours loading in, or is that you?
I'm waiting.
Oh, it's still not letting you in?
It's
You're not the smiley face guy?
No, I'm not.
That's bizarre. Try
I'll try it again.
Yeah, try one more time.
I don't.
It looks like someone else disconnected. I wonder if that was him, because he's probably waiting on us. But you keep entering that. I'll enter my rebuttal or my essentially agreement with this. Is that, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's almost this evolution of parenting that has created almost a downfall, I think, in competitiveness. And at first it seemed real gravy, and it seemed awesome, right? I mean, everyone wants to live in a world where this competitive edge has kind of taken a downfall. But at the end of the day, where does that pan out? Where does that come out? And I think we're really starting to see that pan out in the battle royale. I mean, there's more to be said about that, and I think after this game, maybe we'll spend some time drawing that out, see what else we can really figure to be a part of that, because I think that's an interesting conversation to have.
And I think we should also have this disclaimer that neither of us are parents, and we're not speaking from parenting experience.
No, and that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, being a part of my brothers are so young that I almost consider them to be part of almost my family, my younger family, to be part of my almost essential, where they were part of my growth as a person. I think I took a good part in the raising of them. Not that I did raise them, not that I took the money or the monetary responsibility.
Their evolution as men.
And I can see that in them, is that they almost lack this competitiveness, this edge. There's no reason to play sports if they can't be the best at it. And I think that's why a lot of kids these younger ages turn to these battle royale games. I think it's huge. I think it's a big chance for them to prove themselves. That I just was listening to the radio the other day, and even on the radio, so far as to say that these kids they look to this game, and they can have exclusive achievements that maybe no one else has. And I think that's kind of crazy. That's why I drink.
And maybe I'm part of that generation, because as you're saying this, I'm reflecting on my personal experiences, and I'm not, so one of the main reasons I don't play online games generally is because I'm not a competitive person. I don't really like competition. But at the same time, that didn't prevent me from trying to do my best academically, because I was very self-motivated with personal goals.
I mean, that's fair, but let's say there was a game that came out that was a competitive game, and tomorrow, and you excelled at that game. You're not telling me that you wouldn't try and be a part of that game, right? I mean, let's say tomorrow a Black Ops came out, or some kind of game that's multiplayer competitive, and you just fucking blew it out of the water. You would be all about that game. Am I wrong? Like,
If I was inherently good at it.
Yeah, I mean, let's say you picked up PUBG tomorrow and you won every single game of PUBG that you played. I mean, you're not trying to tell me that you would stop playing PUBG. You'd probably continue playing only for the fact that you're the best at it, right? I mean, if you won 6 consecutive games.
I was dead on if I was the best at it. And perhaps maybe that's my fear of failure. If I'm being honest.
Dateline, right here and right now.
I don't see it as a failure. I think it's a change. It's a change in what we've come to know as people, and it's a different kind of competitive sports. And I hope that public schools recognize that. And I think that esports in the future are going to start taking a real strong role in public education. And I think if they don't, they'd be missing out on a huge role. And it's not to say that this role will eventually change back again to where sports become a popular issue. but as far as it goes right now, sports are so hard to be a part of. It's so hard to be recognized in. You know, I mean, genetically, we're kind of failing in the aspect of being these superior human beings, whereas you may be superior just to be ahead in gaming. And I think that's a strong thing to think about.
It is. And gaming is very inclusive in the sense that anyone can game of any athletic level. So you're not limited by the genetic factor. In that sense, however, there are neurocognitive factors that definitely come into play, especially with response time.
Okay, let's see what you weirdos wrote.
You know better than I do in regards to the human mind.
Huh?
It's gonna get some. With my ho ho ho.
Now,
No, I mean, I think this is it's a strong argument. I think that the competitive nature that used to be really strongly portrayed throughout sports is really shifting. That's not something that people look to be a great acolyte anymore. You know, you see these young men and women who are competitive in sports, but at the end of the day, you know, who's getting the attention? The person who's streaming on YouTube, or the person who's, you know, consistently being recognized for online activity? Or, you know, like, at the end of the day, it's really these people who are putting the extra effort into learning their social networking skills to becoming, you know, the epitaph of what you really want to be in the online community. And I think those people are going to, at the end of the day, make more. And we may see that kind of inflate or deflate, because just like the whole cryptocurrency, you know, you see this popularity burst, but there's going to come a point when it's going to be just the same thing as being really good at a sport. You know, it's going to be, everyone's going to be great at online gaming and at a certain point, and it's going to have to switch eventually, you know, and then we're going to have to find something new to go to. And I think that's really the heart of the issue, is that it's all about competitiveness. And will we drain that from the public school system, and will we drain that from sports?
Because I hear you saying competitive a lot, and what I keep going back to in my head is the nature of, let's be more specific here, or isolatory, whatever I'm trying to say, and point to men specifically. Men are the ones who are generally perceived in American society as the ones who are supposed to be competitive. Now, is that something that seems to be applying more to males? Because men are, some would argue, becoming softer, they're not as competitive, they're not as true to the original ideal of what a man should be, who is very competitive, very aggressive, very...
Get ready. Here's what you came up
I mean, this is kind of a sensitive topic, being a new YouTube channel. I really don't want to touch on... I really don't want to touch on gender within e-games, or even in necessarily sports, because I feel like it's a real hot topic. And I would say, as of right now, all I'm going to say on the issue is that I think men have always had necessarily a stronger competitive urge. You know, we need to be the best, and that feeling is stronger within the male population. That's not to say that women don't have the exact same thing, that it doesn't occur within women.
My point was coming from my personal experience.
But I mean, I do think that it is a high occurring issue among young male youth, that where we turn to these battle royale games seeing to be the best that ever was, because simply put, you know, we want to find a way to still be the best. Men always have to prove something, you know. And I mean, thinking back to it, you know, even sports, even hunting, even whatever, it was really an accolade to show how well established you are as a person. You know, how manly are you? How can you provide for your woman? You know, and as the ever changing times go, you know, we're proving that we can be sustenance and sustaining being a YouTuber, you know, being a gamer, being a competitive gamer.
trend really changed though? Because online gaming, the goal was always to win the match. Now it's just being more narrowed down.
Here's what you wrote.
Right, and that's totally the point. I think that's exclusively the point. Is that we're looking at this evolution of competitiveness where we're trying less and less to rely on a team of people and rely more and more on our individual skills. You know, I mean, let's look back in the last couple of years of gaming. I mean, the trends kind of have evolved into more personal accolades even as we go. You know, speaking of the Battle Royale field, which is currently what's going on, we got this Battle Royale craze. Everyone wants to be the top. Everyone wants to be the #1 survivor. Yes, they have squad in a lot of these things, but you know, it's really the squad games. If you've ever played one, it's you can rely on just as much or just as less as you want to on that squad. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your personal ability to succeed. And going back, you know, the last big thing in gaming was the multiplayer generation. You know, we look at Black Ops, we look at World War II, we look at those kind of things, and before that, I mean, it's even more of an evolution. What before that we had, we had MOBAs. We had a lot of those
League of Legends, World of Warcraft.
Yes, where you compete together and you lose or you win together, and the lane games where one person takes part of this map, one person takes that, and before that, then it was this big story craze. We're all into the story. We want the story and the interactive stories, and so after that interactive story phase that we see with people like Telltale and all that, we go straight into this new wave of competitiveness, and it's right around the same time where these public schools start really taking out a lot of the competitive edge of being a part of that. And I think you're really seeing, as it goes forward, you're really seeing a lot of that. You're seeing a lot of that new competitive edge that was taken away from them in school. We're going straight into the esports. You know, you got Overwatch League that just premiered recently. You know, I think this year. You know, maybe early last year. And it's blowing up. People can't get enough of it because they want to watch these people and learn from them and become more like them. But you know, as time goes, you know, I think we're only going to see more of that. We're going to see more of this need to compete, more of this desire to independently prove that you're better than everyone else in a way that they can't do in the real life anymore. You know, in their social interactions. So.
You've only got 30 seconds left, so wrap it up. Here are your answers.
But yeah, no, that's kind of really, I mean, when I get to the heart of the issue, that's what I feel like what's really happening is, you know, we take away so many competitive avenues with, you're blowing my eye.
Okay.
You see so much of this like drop off with interest in sports just because there's no real competitiveness, you know, especially young age. You know, everyone is a winner. You know, you're told from a young age these days, you're a winner. You no matter what you do, you're still winning. You tried, you came out, you got on the field. And I think to a point that's detrimental. And I don't know how you argue against that, you know. I mean, everywhere these kids turn, they're looking for some way to prove that they're better than the other kids within their generation, whether it's Minecraft and building new stuff that's bigger and better. Whether it's, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just they're looking. They want to be competitive, and I think that's human nature. You cannot deny humans to be competitive, and when you do, you start even. I mean, look at these kids. They don't have an option, so they start seeking options, and it's become an option to use gaming for that outlet. you know? I mean, they don't care about the story because the story doesn't mean that they're better than anyone else, you know?
Oh, point.
This is the tobacco flavor. Give that a shot. That's pretty good. By the way, if you are checking in on this tube, we are almost 25 minutes into our part 3 of the Drunken games. Again, we've lost most of our friends who are playing with us, but we are still up. We are still drinking. I am still drinking the Blake's Hard Cider with habanero and mango. It is delicious. It is fantastic. If you like a little spice in your cider, give it a try. Otherwise, don't fucking try it. I don't care.
Vote for your favorite answer now.
We don't know what we're doing in terms of how to read and all that. We have a good decent idea. We'll all turn out okay at the end of the day and how we handle it. But still, there is definitely some benefits in them providing that kids.
Here's how you voted.
Feel like persistent failure, which leads to learning helplessness.
Oh dear,
I think,
that was a house
perhaps, and I mean, this is going further than I guess we wanted to go with this conversation, is that maybe it's not about giving the kids success in everything they try to do, but providing them with options to do better in other things that they may not have done well in. So if you have a kid trying out for the football team and he sucks at it, then making sure that that's not his only outlet is better than saying that you're still better, as good as everyone else who tried out. Right? You see what I'm saying? I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, me and you. Let's just look at it this way.
Here's your first problem.
If we're gonna go into, like, let's say if we were gonna wrestle right now, same weight class, you know, you wouldn't be on the same par as me no matter what, you know.
Yeah, sure.
But if we were given another opportunity to compete on a different topic, we might have a totally different experience. And I think that's really where schools are missing out. It's providing alternatives, not making them go into one or the other. I mean, this is all speculative. I mean, like I said, me and you, we don't have kids. I don't intend to have kids, but I have 2 younger brothers who I kind of see as part of my specifications to raise to a certain extent. It's part of, you know, my best ability to take care of them. And then it's definitely within what I see. I see that they need opportunities to succeed because, as far as my family goes, we're not athletically inclined. We're not superior physically, but you know, there's brain matters and issues that they could do that aren't being offered to them. You know.
I'm not sure what much more I have to add to that.
No, I mean that's fair. I think we've kind of come to a consensus is that, you know, this whole battle royale craze really has to do with a whole lot of lacking to provide, like, public school systems to provide alternatives. You know, we come home, can you go to school and play a competitive e-sport at school? No, you know, no one can play a competitive e-sport at school. There's no chance for you to succeed unless you're some muscular meathead who is intent to succeed in, you know, some kind of sports field, or unless you want to be that guy who's overtly nerdy who just plays chess. You know, like what? I mean, give me an example where someone who's not physically inclined can succeed within a public school system, and I will back off the topic. You know, I mean, I think that public schools need to provide a better opportunity for kids to succeed where it's not physically entertained.
No, that's a valid point. I always thought they were lacking in that area. But it also determines whether or not there's actually funding nowadays, which is a whole nother issue of whether or not they're able to use those resources to express their intellect.
Here's what
I mean,
you
we'll
wrote.
see. We'll see. I think the public school is failing, and I think that telling everyone is a winner is not the right way to do it. You know, not everyone is a winner. Not everyone's going to be good at the first thing they put their hands on. You know, not everyone's going to be a great baseball player. Not everyone's going to be a great football player. Not everyone's going to be a great tennis player. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta really consider what the strengths and weaknesses of these students are. And I think that we need to find a better way to make students feel better, not making the students who are superior. So if we got Johnny Throgood on the football team and he's the best fucking player on there, but he's not getting acknowledged because the public schools are saying everyone has to get the same amount of attention, that's not fair to Johnny Throgood. You know, now Johnny Throgood's going to be discouraged and not think he can do anything with that. You know, like...
Yeah. Either way, we're not going to make everyone happy.
And here's what you came up with.
Make everyone happy, which is the whole reason we had the whole, what you call the Battle Royale generation.
Right. I mean, what are we doing other than to try and make the younger generation happy? And it's unfortunate, but it comes down to a hard truth that, you know, we're not the target population of gaming anymore. We're kind of on the outskirts of that. We're kind of a second thought as far as gaming goes, you know, and that's why I think you're going to see a lot of the beloved games, you know. Well, they may have a story mode. They're not going to have the necessary things that you expect to have. You know, this coming with the this coming with the whole new Red Dead coming up. You know,
yeah.
I mean, having a battle royale feature, which is, you know, not traditional to the game function. I mean, perhaps to an extent they've had some kind of battle royale feature or multiplayer feature in it, but, you know, featuring some kind of large scale wide map battle royale where you pick up items and sustain yourself through that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can't. The gaming industry is going to make millions because the public school is failing, you know, and I think that's, at the end of the day, that really might be. It could be. It could not be. I think it may potentially be a heart of the issue with this battle royale. I think that public schools are failing to provide competitive edges, to provide a point where students feel successive in what they're doing, that they can't feel like they're achieving in school anymore without having passing grades, without having passing or failing grades. You know, I mean, think about it. You know, you all these things kind of add up. You got to find a way to feel competitive in some nature. And I think a lot of people are turning to gaming. A lot of younger people are turning to gaming to fulfill that need. And I kind of think maybe at the end of the day that kind of really wraps up the whole battle royale feel. You know, Fortnite kind of runs into this whole, you know, if you look at Fortnite, really it kind of segues. It's taking what this younger generation grew up loving, which is Minecraft, and taking that and forming it into this potential for them to take their skills from Minecraft and become amazing at first-person shooters. And I think what you're gonna see is you're gonna see these gaming companies. They're gonna take it and they're gonna run with it, and then they're gonna try and phase these kids into first-person shooters more and more and more, because first-person shooters are easy to make. They use the same recipe, the same formula to make first-person shooters, and so if they can get these young gamers to that level,
the glory of
then
the silver screen.
I mean, it's a win. You know, it's a win. They can go back to the formula they have. They can reach the older generations that they already have going on, that want that multiplayer competitive edge, and then they can bring these battle royale players, these young kids, and I mean, like I said, it's an infectious. It's reached all generations. I mean, I've seen Jason Mewes playing Fortnite the other day. I spent a good 20 minutes watching him, not building a single thing, but still kind of working with his team, being the shooter rather than the builder. And I think that's what's great about Fortnite is that it really gives everyone a chance. You know, those who aren't good at building, they can shoot. And those who are good at building, the younger generation, this Minecraft generation comes in and they're protecting the older generation who are better at shooting, better at accuracy, better at getting these guns going. And I think they're really trying to bring that generation to us, which is good. But it means that we're going to have a lot of downtime until they get to us, you know? So.
It's an interesting perspective, but I could be told I don't know how it would play. I don't know if it'll be that extreme.
You never know, though. I mean, that's my speculation. I'm trying to figure out what the gaming industry's got in mind, and it would be silly for them to ignore the older generation.
Что это случилось с твоим хвостом? А что с ним могло случиться?
You may have noticed an extra answer in there. We always throw in one of our own house answers.
But yeah, no, I think I'm hoping if that's the strategy of the gaming, you know, companies, I think they'll be successful. If it's not, we're in danger of being neglected in the future from games. You know, these games aren't going to be tailored to us anymore. They're going to be tailored to the youngins. And that's sad, and if that's the case, and eventually I lose the games I'm interested in, I can see how I would eventually fade out of the gaming community, you know?
Here's how
Yeah,
you
hopefully it doesn't go that route, but the goal is
House
to
answer.
find something you enjoy out of this.
Yeah.
That was a house decoy.
Damn it. But yeah, no, I think that's a fair, a good, solid conversation on Battle Royale and how that craze sweeping the nation. Maybe explaining a little bit what happened, how it came out. I think both of us had some solid points. I mean, that's crazy, though. You know, you think about it. You know, I mean, I think it's a good explanation of today's youth. I think that they're looking for that competitive spirit, and the only place they have to turn right now is esports. And everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Everyone wants to be a gamer. Everyone wants to be on top of their game. And I think that's why you see this current rage in that, and a lot of the whole looker. What I like to call the looker generation. These kids like to watch, they like to observe, they like to see how to get better, and that's why they watch. That's why they watch so many streams. That's why they watch so many YouTube channels, because they want to be a better gamer. And so they watch and they try and pick up tips and they try to learn and they try and get better over time. It doesn't always happen, but I mean that's their theory going into it.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. Overall, I think we had a good grasp, or at least a decent grasp for right now, based on the Battle Royale conversation.
Yeah, I mean, hell, maybe it's something we come back to. We find some more information. If I hear something on the news again, I'll bring it up in maybe future broadcasts here on the air, late at night when we're drunk and gaming. But for now, let's go back to the game. Finish this guy, and I think we're gonna log out for the night because I am getting tired and I'm losing my interest in party games. I think it's the alcohol.
Mothers and daughters alike love the warm, crisp output of
No offense to you,
O-Matic.
Woo, I believe it is, who's been following us all night. Thank you. The #1 sex drive.
Here's what you wrote.
I like the little emoji.
Vote for your favorite answer.
Yeah. Fuck Battle Royale, unless you're playing PUBG on your cell phone. That's pretty fun. And I win a lot, so I like it.
That does amaze me how the cell phone version is more popular than the PC version.
Cell phones, it's free. How can you beat free?
Yeah, but it's almost like it's being considered better.
It's better because there's not so much into it either. You don't have to put so much fucking effort into being a player when you play on the cell phone. I don't have to worry about opening fucking doors. The game does it for me. I don't have to worry about picking up loot or choosing what scope I'm gonna use. The game does it.
You've got 30 seconds left. Wrap it up for crying out loud.
Gosh, you disappeared. Did you put your thing in? Me and Woo are in. It doesn't look like you're in.
Oh, I thought I did.
Let's see how you voted, shall we?
Yeah, fucking Battle Royales.
Sorry, house answer.
You voted for Snowman, you stupid idiot.
I like
Prepare to be dazzled in glorious 2D. It's Sub the Title.
Oh, I hate this one. This is so hard. I wish I still had I wish I didn't delete Knowledge's Power. That would be a fun one to play. But I don't think we can get people online to play that with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess
みんなの顔の揃ったところでもう一度計画を確認しよう。現物はこのジャングル内の商人このぐらいで終わるかな。
Here are your answers.
みんなの顔の揃ったところでもう一度計画を確認しよう。現物はこのジャングル内の商人
Then we get the power.
みんなの顔の揃ったところでもう一度計画を確認しよう。現物はこのジャングル内の商
First
人
grab him at pussies. Goddamn. Is it fucking David playing with us?
みんなの顔の揃ったところでもう一度計画を確認しよう。現物はこのジャングル内の商人このぐらいで終わる。みんなの顔の揃ったところでもう一度計画を確認しよう。現物はこのジャングル内の商人このぐらいで終わる。
That's house.
Vote
House.
for your favorite answer now.
I still think Godzilla one could be a house.
I don't know. It had a spelling error in it.
Here's how you voted.
Nice. There wasn't a house answer. It was me. Woo is kicking her ass. We've fucking too much time spent discussing.
Extra,
Woo just
extra.
slipped in there with the secret answers.
Get ready. Here's what you came up with.
What? Oh God, that's gotta be House. Come on, House. Yeah.
Okay.
Falcon from the Avengers. Oh my God, it's so true. It's so fucking true.
Yeah,
Here's how you voted.
Oh, Josh, you took the lead.
And now for the latest in obsolete technology. It's
Our comebacks. We're paying attention now, Woo. Oh, more beer? Or we trying to fun? No, let's. If you can stay away. Let's go play some VR.
I can do VR.
You can do VR. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
If only we. If only we had a camera to film our drunken VR, we'd get so many hits.
Oh God. And that includes the camera.
It has the camera on it?
No, I mean we hit the camera with the VR.
Yeah. We have to get. I wonder, can we use that? Probably not.
Yeah, it's possible, but not the easiest.
Shit. We gotta. That's one of your investments. I think I'll set that to you to do as a camera for PC, okay. And then we can share it or whatever if we need to. Because you're the PC guy right now, so I'm still on the verge.
What makes me the PC guy?
Because you have a fucking 100-pound PC.
It's like 40.
That's like 100 and fucking nerd. I have a scale in my bathroom.
Here's what you want.
Edward Shitfingers?
Of course.
Fist fingers.
Fist fingers, imagine that.
Oh God. Chili glass nips. Oh God. It was capitalized. The first and the second last name was capitalized. House answer.
Let's see how you voted. House answer.
House only seems to be the ones that use emojis.
I know, because I don't ever think to use them.
Get ready for our grand finale, the lightning round we call Survey Says. In Survey Says, all point values are doubled. You'll be shown 3
I kind of like
prompts
that
in a row.
tobacco flavor.
And
It's real
since
good.
Let's Play mode is turned on.
Doesn't taste like tobacco at all to me.
To answer each one. Here's your first prompt.
My bright yellow shorts everyone's gonna see. My faves. They're super comfy.
Here's your second prompt. Here's your third and final prompt. Make it a good one.
You know what I think I
here's
might
what you
do?
came
I
up
might
with.
do, once I get some cash in, I may do some YouTube giveaways too. We'll see how that goes.
Maybe.
Giveaway for Overwatch though, because I want people to play with me. A banana. Nutchucks.
Okay, vote for your favorite answer.
Probably pick the house answer, but I don't care.
I think I did too, because it had fucking quotes around it.
Here's what you wrote.
Oh, G2 Chapter 4s. Oh god.
That would have been cool.
Racist children. That's too serious. Marijuana. Well, depends what state you live in, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah,
Vote for your favorite
you
answer
grow
now.
those and it just costs you a ton of money. Very expensive. It ends up hating you.
Yeah, it's not worth it at the end of the
Okay,
day.
let's see what you weirdos wrote.
He knows us so well. Whose ass is it anyways? It's not Nick Fury, I don't want it. Just came together, venereal diseases. Too many gaps. House idea.
Oh. Thank God that wasn't vomit.
Vote for your favorite answer now.
Can't vomit yet. I need some like real beer though. I'm done with cider. I want some beer.
Here's how you voted. That was a house answer.
I knew it. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that was a house answer.
Damn it. I voted for so many house answers. Whose ass is it anyways? It was great.
I'd play that game.
And the winner is...
I would play it. You have to grab the booty.
Congratulations.
Grab that
And
booty.
thanks for playing.
Oh,
Use your words.
Alright guys.
Next time.
This has
on
been
Use Your Words,
Just
more
Game
laughs,
Together
more
videos.
giggles, and more
Josh doesn't know what he's saying.
silence.
But
No, I don't.
he'll get there. He'll get there. This is only one of our first videos, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. Guy whose name I only know by Woo. This has been Drunken Gaming. Hopefully, something to come to you every Wednesday or Tuesday. depending on what's going on. We will be back next week with some more Drunken Gaming. We are so happy that you managed to join us today. If you're just looking at this video on YouTube, get your ass here. Play some games with us. You don't even need to own the games. You just need to join the stream and fucking join on your cell phone or tablet or whatever the fuck you're playing with. Yes, and do that, and we'll be all good. And my girlfriend's very mad because I'm being quite loud being drunk. So I'm gonna be quieter and say thank you again for joining us. We love you. And as always, just fucking game together. And don't be toxic. I love you.